Hi, this is Leeloo. I've been diagnosed with diabetes type 1 6 years ago, which puts me at the age of 25. And pretty much the thought behind this movie, the inspiration is recently I have seen a vlog of Lex, an artist body painter, and she talks about her diabetes and November being the Diabetes Awareness Month. I thought that actually I might do something of my own, as I do have diabetes, and it's probably worth spreading around the word about it. No one in my family had diabetes. I didn't know what's happening. First I was tired, I was thirsty. I didn't really pay much attention to that. But then in the time span of 2 weeks, I started going blind. And it did get, I started getting worried about it. So I actually eventually told my sister that I can't see, and she took me to A&E, where a nurse pricked my finger, and both he and my sister looked at each other, said some number, and just looked down, and I could figure out it's kind of bad, but the nurse obviously knew what the number means. My sister, working for the medical industry, working for NHS, she also knew, and I only heard a number that doesn't really tell me anything. But then they kept me in the hospital. They fixed me as much as they could. They gave me insulin pens, and they let me out like quite fast, which was good. And since then, I do have diabetes. It is sometimes difficult because your friends first, obviously, it's new for them, and then they actually want to help you out. But then, said that, none of them actually have diabetes. And here digression, I actually don't know. Like, I know two diabetics type 1, and we actually, when we talked, we came up with this idea that actually I think we all avoid each other because we are just a constant reminder of the state, and unfortunately we sometimes know our deepest, darkest diabetic secrets even without saying it out loud. But before I actually go to other people, for me at first I actually thought like diabetes, so it's like you don't have insulin, it's connected with sugar, so it will be connected with eating. So it shouldn't be this bad. It will be only like this area of your life that is affected. It's just like, it's not true. Everything is affected. Your sugar drops, your frontal lobes are switching off, and then you sometimes make really, really weird uh, processes. It happened once that I got so low, but at some point I actually thought, well, I got very, very drunk, and it's so embarrassing. How could I get so drunk? And I was struggling with zipping my bag, which was actually, it wasn't even a zip, it was magnets. And after 2 hours, when finally someone got an idea that it might be sugar, they gave me sugar, and I realized I'm not drunk because I couldn't get drunk because I wasn't drinking on that day. Yet everything was resembling it. It can kind of attack you either like mentally, and then it's really weird, or it can attack you physically. I've been in epileptic seizures, I've been in kind of like this fainting state, I've been in coma. Uh, uh, the other thing is that suddenly everything is explained by your lack of sugar or too much sugar, and you get really tired of that. And then your friends wanting to help, and then they will say like you're in a bad mood, and they will say like it's probably your sugar, and you get really annoyed, especially on the beginning. And I did get very annoyed, and truth to be told, 80% of the time it was my sugar. But then you don't want like everything being explained, so then it's like it's kind of taking in in that point, in that view, it's taking away your own character, your own actions from you. and it's all just sugar up, sugar down, and basically that's not all me. I've been me, and then my pancreas stopped working, and it affects me. It can affect also you when you are actually like healthy. And I'm dealing with that stuff, and just like don't try to make me one with sugar and insulin. There's a little bit more to that, and then you get annoyed. Like I get annoyed. I have a lot of anger issues. I think a lot of like diabetics will have anger issues, and I am anyway like a very spiteful and angry person, I guess. So yeah, that happens. Um, I know this month, and now I will say something. It's probably like will cause a lot of dislike towards my person, and it's possible, but I think like it's kind of like it's the well, it's true that maybe not for the general population of diabetics, but for a big chunk of type 1s, I know few people as spiteful and angry and just like, ugly human beings. Being type 1, I do not like type 2. Because see, the thing is like my I know that not every type 2 like is the one that caused it to themselves. However, my point being, if I could cure myself by more exercise, changing diet, I don't know, like giving up something, doing more of that stuff, I would. I would cure myself if I could. And then, like, I used to work in bars, and then I would sometimes, there were people coming, and they would, sorry, something in my eye. And then there's someone coming, and then either by some conversation or overhead comment, or even because I'm tagged after the coma incident. Hold on, there's some disruption in the voice. Okay, I think the force calmed down. So basically, I got tagged and oh, very weird angles. Basically, what it says diabetic type 1. So, and then we have this gentleman who is kind of biggish. And then they say, oh, low. I do know your pain. I am like the same. I have type 2. And then they give you like a wink or just like, we're in the same country. And then they order a pint of cider. No, we are not the same. I actually like nearly 2 years ago I went on a keto diet, so I haven't had any sugar in nearly 2 years. I eat very little carbohydrates if any. I eat a lot of fat. Butter is my friend. So I do that, but actually technically, I I could eat whatever I want and just inject myself because the difference between type 1 and type 2 is basically my pancreas doesn't work. I do not produce insulin. And it's some genetic disorder which can be triggered by an environmental factor. And I believe that probably my environmental factor is my really bad immune system. And my bad immune system is the result of the fact that I have been given antibiotics just after I was born. There you go. The antibiotics weren't really needed. That's also the point. So that's one point why I am a spiteful, horrible human being, and I do not like type 2. The other thing is, part of me thinks, like, we hear a lot in media about the epidemic of diabetes, and general public doesn't sometimes know even that there are a few types, and they know quite a lot, like if you would compare about type 2, so they know, oh, those are the obese people, there are just like an epidemic, and bad food, fast foods, bad lifestyle, blah 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 blah. And I actually think that it kind of took away like a bit of recognition for the type 1. We are there, but there's much less for us. and B, it kind of looks a little bit different. They still produce insulin. But yeah, well, sometimes they will get to the point where they actually like have to go on injections. And truth be told, I don't really feel as bad about it. Well, for them, I can't find, like in my little like heart, I can't find this compassion. Anyway, it's really hard for me to find those things, but like I can't because, as I mentioned, I do have anger issues. So that's the other thing. I've already mentioned that the behind this video, which I do apologize actually, like I should have done it before, and now we are like halfway through, or maybe we are even farther. I'm really, really sorry for the faces I'm putting. It's like I never do videos. I don't really like looking at my image, especially my image that is going to speak. And then I know I pull faces. I pull faces even in real life. And now I'm pulling faces because I'm looking at myself and I'm thinking like, this stupid face. And I have to listen to myself and you kind of want like sound, and you don't. Like, I don't. Ever. But basically, I don't know if you're aware with the website. It's called Oatmeal. On this website, there are comic strips, there are posters, and there are quizzes. There's one quiz that says, how long will you survive zombie apocalypse? One of the questions is, do you have diabetes? If you do, you are screwed. You do not survive the zombie apocalypse. But Lex, in her video, mentioned, well, the point that I actually never considered, part of our body that is like kind of dead. Like it's not completely dead, but like we can assume it's kind of dead. And because of that, maybe we actually won't be eaten by zombies. Because we will be recognized as part of them. We just like only, adjust your walk. It's actually kind of cool, right? Because this kind of changed my point of view. And well, obviously, we all know zombie apocalypse is real, right? So, but now there's finally like there's Oatmeal view, there's Lex's view, and I can go and choose with Lex's because it's more beneficial for me. And then we started not to really know, right? So, that's kind of, I think, that might be it. So basically, I wanted to tell you that, well, yeah, there's such a thing like diabetes, and yeah, there are a few types. And actually, this month is the diabetes awareness month, and it's for all of them. And there's type 1, there's type 2, and then there is also the pregnancy one, and then you also have a lot of glucose intolerance disorders and other stuff like that. And they're also quite serious. And it can get like, it probably would be good if public sometimes would know. In one of the Irving's book, one of the characters actually have diabetes, and they are traveling, I believe, to Austria or Switzerland or something like that. And he takes with himself like a piece of paper in which, in the native language of the country, I can't remember, but kind of Germanic, kind of rings a bell. He writes, "I am not drunk. I have diabetes. Help me." Because this sometimes looks like you look like you are just like off your, and you're swaying, and you may sometimes speak really funny, and and it really doesn't look sometimes pretty. And the fact that people will actually recognize it and they will administer the help that you need is very, very important. For that, I actually have to say that when I had one of my first like serious mishaps, I was pleasantly surprised that actually a lady passing by on the street, she straight away. Well, I can't remember most of it, but because I kind of lost consciousness. But my sister was there, and she straight away approached us, and you could tell that she's not assuming. Obviously, you also should actually help, like if there's a drunken person falling down, but she recognized that it's something different and something more. Yeah, and basically be aware, spread the joy. If you want, you can find the charities that are actually working for the benefit of finding a cure. I actually don't think that, like, not the cure for me, but maybe the future generations actually could avoid having that. And I'm telling you, It was such a relief. It kind of sounds like, it sounds funny, and you think like maybe it's not actually this. It kind of is horrible. I actually don't have feeling in most of the tips of my fingers that I have to prick, which is something funny when you're trying to pull the buggy in a store. I can't. I'm standing and I feel a little bit retarded, but I can't really ask anyone. Well, I could, but I won't because I am an angry, spiteful, and very old person. So, the charity that I actually like, I think it is one of the coolest ones, and it actually works a lot for type 1, especially because there is a huge focus on the obesity and type 2. Let's be honest about it. And putting aside my spiteful comment from earlier on, yeah, it's JDRF, and they are doing a lot of good. Yeah, so check it out. Check out other videos from other diabetics. And thank you all. And of course, thank you, Lex. Because if I can survive them, if I can think that I will survive them, it's kind of cool. So, Leeloo out.